Welcome to Sports Talk on this fine Tuesday morning. Let's recap everything that happened yesterday. First of all, in the NFL, the Vikings beat the 49ers. I got this wrong. Of course I did, because that's just the story of this week. My predictions being wrong. But I can say the 49ers don't look so unbeatable now. They look human. Once Brock Purdy came back down to reality, it's whatever. Next thing that happened yesterday was the Rangers beat the Astros and are in the World Series. My prediction was right. The Rangers, at the end of the day, won the series because of their pitching. If they play the Diamondbacks, it's going to be a good series. If they play the Phillies, it's either going to be a sweep or a 7-game series. No in between. Okay. Nothing happened in hockey yesterday that's important. The Canadians played the Sabres, but that's whatever. Basketball had nothing, but today it all starts. Speaking of today, let's think of everything that's going to happen today. The Phillies play the Diamondbacks in Game 7. I think the Phillies are going to win, but I really hope the Diamondbacks win. The Diamondbacks Rangers would be such a good series. Give it to me, please. In hockey, our Carolina Hurricanes played the Tampa Bay Lightnings. It won't matter for Carolina if our goaltending still plays as bad as it does. I mean, seriously. Next thing, let's talk about a whole bunch of basketball today. First of all, the games start today. We have Denver versus the Lakers, and then we have the Suns versus the Warriors. I think Warriors are going to win Game 1, and I think Denver's going to win Game 1. They're raising their banner. They have to win on banner day. But let's talk about my prediction standings for the year. Let's start over in the East. I have the Bucks grabbing the 1 seed. The Celtics grabbing the 2, or I'm going to start at the bottom. So 9-10 matchup. I have the Magic versus the Raptors in the play-in tournament. I think the Magic would win that. Then I have Miami versus the Pacers, where I had the Pacers beating Miami for the first seed. And then the Magic versus the Heat would play for that 8th seed, and I would pick the Heat. So then it would be Bucks, Heat, a rematch of last year, where I think the Bucks get their revenge and stomp Miami. Then it would be Celtics versus Pacers, which would be closer than what people think. That series could go to 6 games. I'm still taking the Celtics. But then you'd have the Cavs versus the Hawks, where I think the Hawks can pull an upset. I think this is their year to try to make a run back. And then you have you have the Knicks in the 4th seed beating the 76ers in the 5th seed. Because I just don't trust 76ers ever, especially in beating the playoffs. I don't think Embiid should have won the MVP last year. Jokic should have won it, but it's whatever. But then it would be the Celtics versus the Hawks, where I think the Hawks would win. And then the Bucks versus the Knicks, where I think the Bucks would win. And then I'm taking the Bucks to go to the finals. Alright, let's talk about the West though. 9-10 matchup would be Jazz versus Pels. I'm taking the Pels to win. The 7-8 matchup would be OKC versus the Kings. I'm taking OKC to win this first game and punch their way into the playoffs. And then that for the 8th seed would be Pels versus Kings, where I'm taking the Kings to win into the playoffs. Alright, so let's talk about these matchups. It would be Denver versus the Kings, where the Kings could have a sneaky playoff round, but at the end of the day, it's Denver to lose. And then the second one would be Phoenix versus OKC. OKC's young. People don't know what OKC is. Phoenix super teams normally don't work. How funny would it be for OKC to beat Phoenix? I would love it. so I'm picking it. Okay, the 3-6 matchup would be Clippers versus Grizzlies. I'm taking the Grizzlies. I know you're gonna say bias, but I honestly think when it comes to playoff time, Kawhi or Paul George will get hurt. Ja Morant will be back. We will be healthy and informed by that point. I think it's the Grizzlies to win. And then the 4-5 matchup would be Lakers versus Mavs, where people say, LeBron doesn't lose, LeBron doesn't lose. But Luka has a mission this year. I think Luka beats LeBron. Okay. It would be Denver versus the Mavs in round 2. I've already said it. The Mavs have a mission this year. Get to the finals. And I don't think Denver's stopping them. And it would be Grizzlies versus OKC. Again, Grizzlies just are the better team versus OKC. Their youngness brought them to a series win. That's pretty much their ceiling this year. So I think the Grizzlies would beat OKC in the second round. And then the Mavs would play the Grizzlies, where the Mavs would win, and Luka Doncic makes the finals versus the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. Where it'd be a close series. This would be like the Dirk Miami series. And I think the Mavs are going to win it. Luka has something to prove this year. And I think nothing's going to get in his way to stop it this year. Thank you for watching Sports Talk with King Vaughn.